Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Precious Metal Summit Zurich virtual with Commodity TV. And we move on with our interviews here. And we have now Canada Silver and Cobalt with us. And Matt Halliday, the President and important COO and Vice President Exploration, is here with us. Welcome and good morning to Canada.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, thanks, Matt. Thanks for taking the time. And it's so funny. I just spoke with Frank, your CEO, and he sent me your nickname, the High Grade Halliday. I love that because when I went through your presentation, Jesus Christ, you guys have really high grades. This is really amazing. And yeah, maybe you can give us a short overview on the company, please, first.
Sure. Well, Canada Silver Cobalt is a company that's driven towards building a silver cobalt resource here in Ontario. Again, we are a company that has some of the highest grades in the world, including a resource that we believe is the highest grade resource in the world. Not only are we intent on developing this project further, but we also have some key strategic battery metal projects, as well as a strategic processing technology called Re2Ox that can be utilized to produce value-added products for the EV market.
Okay, super. So silver and cobalt, those are the metals you probably want to be, especially when you are working in Canada, meaning ESG correct and in a beautiful jurisdiction. So what have you guys achieved this year? Because you are owning the old Castle mine, but I think also Castle East is the place where you want to be. So please elaborate on that.
Oh, this year's been a spectacular year for Castle East. So, one of the things that we did, I just gonna step back 1 year. We had a resource update or a maiden resource in 2020, May. And that's where we got our high grade resource. It was 7.5 million ounces at 250 ounce per ton. And then from that point on, we really needed to push this project further. So we developed a 50,000 meter drill program. We've expanded it to 60,000 meters. And that's where we are right now. So we're in that drill program. We've completed probably about 45,000 meters so far. And we've had a lot of successes. So we came out with, just near the end of last year, we came out with the big silver vein. And so that's been a big part of this year. We've been drilling the big silver vein and continuing to grow the big silver vein. We have a new vein system in between the big silver and our original resource called the 17-meter zone. We're really lucky that we get to actually continue to grow the 17-meter zone as we're growing the big silver vein. So that's really encouraging. And that's been a big part of the beginning of this year. More recently, we've been continuing to develop the Robinson vein, our original vein. And we've been going south of the Robinson vein, and we've discovered the 61 zone. And we have the 61A and the 61B veins. And so we're really, really building ourselves towards getting this next resource update out. So we want to have another resource update for Q1 of 2022. And a lot of the success of this year is going to be going into that next resource update. So yeah, it's really exciting at the Castle East. A lot of new veins and a lot of building on those new veins.
Fantastic. So that means you want to bring Castle East together with the Castle mine again in production then, because with those grades, that must be crazy, let's say, regarding production costs, they must be super low.
Well, we actually want to develop a brand new ramp. So the Castle mine is about 1.5 to 2 kilometers away from the Castle East. And I think that, it would be pretty difficult to be able to do a lot of that development from the Castle and rejuvenate the Castle. I think that going with a brand new ramp with a fresh project is the strategy to do. And so that's what we really want to do. We want to get that brand new ramp developed. Into the future, we can continue to explore the Castle mine, but we still have a lot of work to do to get the Castle mine ready for continued exploration. But at the Castle East, brand new ramp, and we're well on our way. Yeah.
Yeah. You have it already permitted? What is the process going, ESIA and stuff like this? What is the status there?
So no, we don't have it fully permitted yet. So what we're doing is we're converting the claims that we want into advanced exploration claims. So we want to go down as an advanced exploration permit and take a large bulk sample. And when we've proven the mineability of this zone, then we will apply for a full mining permit and continue to expand the resources from underground. So this is really an advanced exploration project. Take a large bulk sample and continue to develop resources from underground. And so, but we are, sorry, I mentioned, you asked if it's fully permitted. We are, we've started our environmental baseline study in February of this year. And so we are moving into that permitting phase now. And, you know, at least in the draft form, and we'll have a full year of data collection coming up shortly. And so I think we're quite proactive right now. And by mid next year, we should be receiving all of the permits that are required to do ramp development.
Fantastic. So let's assume everything goes the way you want it, when do you think you could go in production? I know it's a forward-looking statement for the regulators, but just a conservative estimate from your side, hypothetically, because of course you need the permitting done, you need the ramp done, you need to get, let's say, the project financing probably done. And what do you think? When could you be in production?
Well, that is, you know, maybe let's give an optimistic timeline instead of a conservative timeline. You know, I really think that following a resource update, we do a revised ramp design. We get ourselves a PEA and see the economics of this project. Then, you know, following the heels of that, we can do the financing. And, you know, if we're extremely going for it, then we could be breaking ground by the end of next year.
Wow.
And I would envision being able to see a large bulk sample being taken 6 months after breaking ground. So, you know, it's somewhere in the first to mid-year of 2023, we could be taking a bulk sample.
Fantastic. And with the bulk sample, you can maybe already make some money, I assume, because with those grades, that is really terrific. What do you think might be a capex suitable for the whole thing? I know it's too early to say, but what is your feeling?
Well, I have a feeling that the capex would be on the order of $20 to $30 million if we want to do a ramp, and maybe on the order of $15 to $25 million if we do a shaft.
So probably let's call it 50-60 million, and you really could be in production.
I think we can go less than that. We do have, you know, again, we'd probably just go with one of the scenarios, likely a ramp, maybe say $25 million for the ramp development. And we have a mini mill in the town of Cobalt right now. So we have a facility. It's called TTL, and it has a cone crusher and a ball mill, as well as a bullion furnace in the basement. So when it comes down to taking a high-grade sample of silver, I think that we're really well on our way to being able to do so.
So we have spoken only about silver so far. What is the cobalt content in that perspective? Because your name implies that you have also cobalt.
Yeah, so this is really a silver-heavy project to start. So the cobalt component from our first resource is around 0.15% cobalt, or maybe up to 0.5% cobalt in some zonations. However, as we've been continuing to develop, particularly the big silver vein, I think the big silver vein is going to be in the percent cobalt range. You know, we hit almost 90,000 grams per ton silver with 1.5% cobalt. And then we wedged off of that and we hit 53,000 grams per ton silver with 2.2% cobalt. So I think that, you know, when we get this next resource update out, we should have some very interesting cobalt numbers that are a little bit different than what we have today.
Okay, so yeah, sorry, please go ahead.
Well, no, that's just you know, it's just the cobalt portfolio will change with time.
Okay, super. Let's talk about this Re2Ox technology, and maybe is this also in the regard of e-waste processing potential?
Yeah, absolutely.
Do I get that right?
That's absolutely correct. So you know, the Re2Ox technology is a demonstrated technology. We've produced 100 grams of material for Sumitomo Metals out of Japan. And that material was I think 22.6% cobalt sulfate, which met with their specifications. So you know, we're really excited about that we can produce an EV quality cobalt sulfate. But you know, we are continuing to develop the process, and you know, we would like to continue to develop it into the battery recycling sphere. And I think that the process has a lot of strengths. And not only in terms of recycling lithium-ion batteries, but you know, recycling other battery chemistries as well, particularly the nickel battery chemistries. So it's very exciting. I think that, you know, in the future we do have an opportunity to license this technology and to make it something that is an international business.
Mm-hmm. Wow, fantastic. So if I look at the last, or let's say if I recall the last 10 minutes, everything looks really great, fantastic. But if I look at your stock chart, your stock went down like from 64.70 cents now at 19.20 cents. What happened? Why was the stock rounding down over the last 12 months is that heavily? Was it just the market, or what was the reason? You had a seller or a fund which went out?
You know, I believe that honestly, it's market sentiment. I think that a lot of other silver junior companies in a similar position as to us, we have had drops and then stabilizations and then drops and stabilizations. I do think that maybe the last little drop that we had was potentially related to our prospectus financing and our most recent financing we had in October. So that could be part of that, but you know, when it comes down to the technical side, particularly the geological side of the business, I think that we've been holding very strong, and we've been delivering good results and good news. So I think that you know, as the market sentiment changes, we're going to have a very good rebound.
Definitely, I see it the same way. So, most important thing for next year? What is the most important thing you want to achieve?
The most important thing for next year, that's a very difficult one because this is an exciting year. What I want to see is that shovel in the ground. I really want to see that shovel in the ground. But you know, there's a lot of things that we need to deliver in advance of that shovel. So you know, maybe I'll just say the resource update is maybe the first step of many big steps. But I'm really keen to see that shovel get into the ground. That's, I think, you know, what this is all going for. And you know, once that happens, I think that I'll be in a good position to be able to find a lot more of these deposits. You know, I'm not kind of finished here in the cobalt mining camp. This is just the beginning. This is a big camp. 650 million ounces of silver was produced in this camp, and I think that Canada Silver Cobalt could be the next company to produce another 650 million ounces of silver. Like, why is this camp? This camp's not done. Not even close.
Okay, super. That was a great final word. Thank you very much, Matt. We keep fingers crossed. Please keep us up to date here. And it's really interesting. And we wish you all the best for next year. And Merry Christmas, of course.
Yes, Merry Christmas.
Super. Thanks for your time. And bye-bye to Canada. Thank you.
Bye.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that was Matt Halliday, the president of Canada Silver Cobalt, and you heard a 250 ounce of silver per ton. That's really interesting, I would say. Amazing. Never seen such grades before. And high grade Halliday, what's his nickname, really made it here. And we look forward to a very busy 2022 with the company. Check it out. Thanks for watching us, and bye-bye from Switzerland.